Ever wondered what it's like to be a juror in a high-profile trial involving a former president? Well, buckle up, folks, as we delve into the intriguing world of jury selection in the hush money trial involving former President Donald Trump. It's clear that this is no ordinary process. 7 jurors have been selected for this panel in New York, each bringing their own unique perspective to the table. Among them, we have 4 men and 3 women, with a jury 4-person who hails all the way from Ireland, making his living in sales. 2 of these jurors have legal backgrounds, while the majority, 5 of them, hold a college degree or higher education. Despite the high-profile nature of the case and the defendant, most of these jurors were aware of the other criminal charges against Trump, but did not express strong views on him or politics. The selection process wasn't without its fair share of drama. Trump's lawyers meticulously scrutinized prospective jurors' social media posts for any hint of bias. This led to a stern warning from Judge Duane against intimidating jurors, a reminder that the courtroom is a place of law and order, not a battlefield for social media skirmishes. The defense team also sought to dismiss jurors for cause based on alleged bias, using preemptory challenges to remove others. Trump's conduct towards a juror even led to an expanded gag order and potential sanctions. Clearly, the stakes are high and every action is under the microscope. This intense process of voir dire, or jury selection, have revealed the prosecution's strategy of appealing to the jury's sense of justice and the defense's focus on the jurors' views of Trump. The aim is to complete the jury selection this week with a full jury of 12 jurors and 6 alternates in sight. So, a diverse group of 7 have been selected, each carrying the weight of this significant trial on their shoulders. As they prepare to step into the courtroom, the world watches on, awaiting the unfolding of this monumental case. As the saying goes, every battle is won before it's ever fought. So what strategies are the legal teams employing? Let's start with the prosecution. It seems their primary tactic is to appeal to the jury's emotions. This is a classic approach, aiming to humanize the situation and make the jurors connect with the case on a personal level. Given the high-profile nature of this trial, it's a smart move. They are banking on the jurors' sense of justice, their desire to hold powerful figures accountable. Now, let's turn our attention to the defense. Their strategy appeared to be centered around the jurors' views of Trump. They are scrutinizing social media posts, looking for any hint of bias. It's a digital age version of reading tea leaves, trying to predict how each juror might lean based on their online footprint. Quite the modern twist, isn't it? The defense is also making use of preemptory challenges, a legal maneuver that allows them to exclude certain jurors without providing a reason. It's a bit like playing chess. They're trying to strategically shape the jury to their advantage. But their strategies don't stop there. They're also attempting to dismiss jurors for alleged bias. This is a bold move, one that could pay off if they manage to weed out potential jurors who are predisposed against Trump. But it's a delicate balancing act. They must tread carefully to avoid intimidating jurors, a misstep that could earn them a stern warning from the judge or even potential sanctions. It's clear that both teams are playing a high-stakes game, employing nuanced strategies in an attempt to tip the scales in their favor. Yet, at the end of the day, it's not about the lawyers or their tactic. It's about the jurors, the ordinary men and women tasked with making an extraordinary decision. Both sides have shown their cards. Now, we wait to see how these strategies play out in the courtroom. Now, let's delve into the heart of the matter, the charges and their implications. At the core of this case are allegations against former President Donald Trump for purportedly falsifying business records to conceal hush money payments during the 2016 campaign. These payments, some argue, were designed to silence Stormy Daniels, a focal point of this legal storm. But the charges don't stop there. The indictment also hints at potential underlying crimes related to federal campaign finance violations, state election law, and New York tax law. This essentially means that Trump could potentially be held accountable not only for the hush money payments themselves, but also for the ways in which they were allegedly hidden. Now, proving these charges is far from a walk in the park. Legal complexities abound in this case. To successfully argue for felony charges based on the intent to conceal or further another crime, the prosecutors have a mountain to climb. They must demonstrate beyond a reasonable doubt that the hush money payments were not just a private matter, but were indeed intended to influence the election. This is where the case becomes a tightrope walk. It's one thing to show that hush money payments were made, and another entirely to prove that they were intended to sway voters. This requires a deep dive into the mind and intentions of the accused, a notoriously tricky legal endeavor. And let's not forget the potential implications of this case. This is not just about one man. It's about the wider implications for campaign finance laws, legal precedents, and the extent to which personal indiscretions can become a matter of public concern. Legal experts are divided on the strength of the case, with some expressing skepticism and others seeing a plausible path to conviction. In the end, the outcome of this case may involve years of litigation and could potentially reach the U.S. Supreme Court, making it a landmark trial with far-reaching consequences. No matter the outcome, this trial is set to make legal history. So, what could be the potential consequences of this trial? Well, let's delve into that. The trial's outcome could pivot on a myriad of factors, but what's clear is that the potential repercussions are substantial. Should the jury find former President Donald Trump guilty, he could face serious sanctions. These penalties may range from hefty fines to, in the most severe scenario, imprisonment. Yet, it's not just the immediate penalty that are on the table. A conviction could also potentially spur additional investigation into Trump's financial dealings, opening a Pandora's box of legal trouble. It could also impact his political future, potentially thwarting any aspirations of returning to public office. However, it's important to note that the case also presents a considerable risk for the prosecution. It hinges on the intent to conceal or further another crime, a complex concept to prove beyond a reasonable doubt in court. And this complexity is reflected in the divided opinions among legal experts regarding the strength of the case. Some are skeptical, doubting the prosecution's ability to make a convincing argument. Others, meanwhile, see a plausible path to conviction, arguing that the case is solid and well-founded. Moreover, the case's potential implications extend beyond the courtroom's wall. Depending on the outcome, it could set a precedent for future cases involving high-profile figures and campaign finance violations. And with the potential of the case reaching the U.S. Supreme Court, the ramifications could be far-reaching, influencing the interpretation of state and federal laws for years to come. As we move forward, it's crucial to remember that the legal process is a marathon, not a sprint. It may take months, if not years, for the full implications of this case to unfold. And while the jury's decision will undoubtedly be a pivotal moment, it is but one piece of a much larger puzzle. As with any trial, the outcome is uncertain, but one thing is for sure: the world is watching, and the stakes couldn't be higher.